The Land That Blooms. Miette and Margo's Blooming Adventure by Darlene Howell. Miette and Margo awoke with a start. Today was the day for their journey to part. From their snug little beds, they sprang with delight. For a visit with Winnie, their hearts felt so light.
Oh, Margo, dear Margo, it's finally here. The day for our journey to Winnie, so dear,
cried Miette, her eyes wide with gleeful surprise, as the sun rose high and lit up the skies. The sun through the curtains danced on the floor, as Miette and Margo knew adventure was in store. Dressed in their best, with ribbons and lace, excitement and joy lit up their face. They hurried to breakfast, their laughter a song, for today was the day they'd awaited so long. With a twinkle in their eyes and a skip in their play, Miette and Margo were off on their way. With breakfast now finished, the time had arrived to gather their things, their excitement revived. Miette and Margo, with laughter and cheer, packed up their suitcases. Adventure was near. They folded their dresses, so neat and so fine, with bonnets and ribbons in a lovely design. Books for the journey and toys for the play, all snug in their cases for the trip on this day. The birds sang above them a sweet morning tune as they hurried along under the sun of late June. The village awakened with smiles all around as the girls made their way to the train station ground.
Oh, Margo, just think of the sights we will see. The hills and the valleys, so wild and so free,
Miette exclaimed as they quickened their pace, dreaming of roses and Winnie's embrace. Over hills high, a marvel of might, with puffs of white steam gleaming silver and bright. Miette and Margo, with a thrill in their eyes, were off on their journey, the adventure of their lives. The train gently halted, with a hiss and a sigh, as the sisters peered out with a twinkle in eye.
Oh, Winnie, dear Winnie,
Margo did shout as they hurried to greet her, with joy all about.
Welcome, dear cousins, to our hill country home, where roses are blooming wherever you roam.
She hugged them both tightly, their spirits so high, under the vast blue of the midsummer sky. Winnie's smile led the way, her heart full of cheer, for their grand adventure was finally here. With hands clasped together, they skipped and they spun, eager to explore and to join in the fun. The streets were alive with colours so bright, as flowers adorned each house in the light. The cobblestones echoed their steps as they went, past shops and cafes, with windows that lent a peek into treasures, both old and new, from trinkets to toys, all lovely to view. The bakery's aroma, so sweet and so warm, wafted through the air, a comforting charm.
Let's stop for a treat,
Winnie suggested with glee as they entered the shop, hearts happy and free. They nibbled on pastries with sugar-dusted grace as laughter and stories lit up each face. With Winnie as guide and the roses in bloom, they knew their adventure would banish all gloom. They followed a path lined with cobblestones grey to a garden of roses that brightened the day. The garden was bursting with blossoms so fair, with petals like velvet perfuming the air. Miette and Margo, with eyes open wide, took in the beauty that lay on each side. The cobblestone pathway, with charm so old, wound through the garden, a sight to behold. Winnie led them deeper through arches of green, where roses cascaded in a soft, lovely sheen. In a nook of the garden, beneath a rose bower, a table was set for a sweet afternoon hour. With teacups and saucers and a teapot of blue, the scene was enchanting, a dream come true. Miette, Margo and Winnie took their places with care, surrounded by roses, their fragrance in the air. The table was laden with treats to delight, from cakes to sweet biscuits, a marvelous sight. Birds sang a melody, soft and so sweet, as they enjoyed their tea, a perfect retreat. As the sun dipped lower, painting skies in gold, the afternoon whispered as stories were told. In the garden of roses, with petals so bright, the day softly waned into evening light. Miette and Margo, with smiles serene, strolled through the roses, so lush and green. Winnie beside them, with a heart full of cheer, felt the magic of twilight drawing near.
We've laughed and we've played in this garden so fair, creating sweet memories we'll always share.
The roses, now bathed in the soft twilight's gleam, seemed to whisper goodnight in a calm, gentle dream. Miette and Margo, with a yawn and a sigh, knew their adventure had been like a lullaby. The shadows grew longer, the air crisp and sweet, as they wandered the pathways with tired, happy feet. The birds sang their lullabies, so soft and low, in the tranquil hush of the evening's glow. The day had ended, but the memory stayed in the garden of roses where dreams gently played. Miette, Margo and Winnie, in the heart of the bloom, anxiously awaited their next adventure soon. Hand in hand, with smiles so bright, they set off for the station, spirits taking flight. For the train awaited, with its whistles loud and long, to carry them home like a happy, sweet song. The end.